සැමගේ සෞඛ්‍ය ආරක්ෂාව වෙනුවෙන් පිළිපදිමු. ඔබේ දෑත් නිතරම පිරිසිදුව තබා ගන්න. සබන් යොදා තප්පර 20ක්වත් ඔබේ දෑත් සෝදා හරින්න. සපයා ඇති සනීප ආරක්ෂක දියර මගින් දෑත් පිරිසිදුව තබා ගන්න. නිතරම නාසය මුඛය වැසෙනසේ මුඛ ආවරණයක් පළඳින්න. ඉවත් කරන මුඛ ආවරණය නිසි ලෙස කසල බඳුනකට දමන්න. කහින විට හෝ කිවිසුම් යන විට ලේන්සුවකින් හෝ ටිෂු එකකින් ආවරණය කරගන්න. නැතහොත් වැලමිට ඇතුල් පැත්තෙන් නාසය සහ මුඛය ආවරණය කරගන්න. මුඛය, නාසය සහ දෑස් නිතර ඇල්ලීමෙන් වළකින්න. ශරීර උෂ්ණත්වය පරීක්ෂා කරන කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයට ඔබේ සහාය ලබා දෙන්න. COVID-19 වෛරසයට ඔබ නිරාවරණය වී යැයි සැකයක් පවතී නම් මෙම පරිශ්‍රයට ඇතුළු වීමෙන් වළකින්න. එය ඔබේත් රටේත් සෞඛ්‍ය ආරක්ෂාවට හේතු වේ. දැනුවත් වෙමු, පිළිපදිමු. කොරෝනා වලින් තොර සමාජයකට ඔබේ සහාය ලබා දෙන්න.
ආරක්ෂිත නිවේදනය. හදිසි අවස්ථාවකදී අනතුරු හැඟවීමේ නලාව නාද වේ. කරුණාකර එවැනි අවස්ථාවකදී පිටවීමේ සංඥා නිසි ලෙස පිළිපදිමින් අදාළ ස්ථානයෙන් බැහැරවීමට කටයුතු කිරීමටත් පිටත තනබිම්වල කොළ පැහැති සංඥාපෝරු සවිකර ඇති අතර එම ස්ථානවල ස්ථානගත වීමටත් கட்டியுத்து කරන්න.
பாதுகாப்பு அறிவித்தல். எதிர்பாராமல் ஆபத்து ஏற்படுமிடத்து எச்சரிக்கை மணி ஒலிக்கும். அவ்வாறான சந்தர்ப்பத்தில் எவ்வித பதற்றமும் அடையாமல் உடனடியாக அவ்விடத்தை விட்டு வெளியேறுவதற்கான குறியீடுகளை பின்பற்றி வெளியேறி எல்லையிடப்பட்டுள்ள பச்சை நிற புல்வெளியில் அனைவரும் ஒன்றிணையவும்.
Safety announcement. In case of an emergency, the fire alarm will be activated. In such an unlikely event, please leave the venue in an orderly manner. Follow the exit signs and assemble at the assembly points demarcated with green signage on the outside lawns. Thank you.
We request all of you to rise for the academic procession. It's just moving into the hall. Everybody please stand up. A very good afternoon to all of you, and a warm welcome to the Graduation 2021 organized by ESOFT Metro Campus. In keeping with tradition, we'd like to start off with the lighting of the oil lamp. I'd like to invite Dr. Diane Rajapaksa, Chairman and Managing Director of the ESOFT Group of Companies, Mr. Nishant Sembakotiarachi, Chief Executive Officer, ESOFT Metro Campus, Professor Ruan Abe Sekara, Dean School of Computing, ESOFT Metro Campus, Mr. Chatura Kotagama, General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus, Mr. Amila Bandara, General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus,
Mr. Dimuthu Thammitage, the General Manager of ESOFT Metro Campus Kandy, Mr. Sachit Ravani Nayaka, Assistant General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus Kurunagala, Mr. Damit Patirana, Branch Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus Madara, Mr. Niruban Vijayaraja, Branch Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus Batiklo, Mr. K. Devanath, Branch Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus Trincomalee, Ms. Dilini Kumanayaka, Deputy Center Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus Nigambo, Mr. Chandana Senaratni, Branch Manager of ESOFT Metro Campus Anuradhapura, as well as one student representative.
Thank you very much. We'd like to invite the dignitaries to the head table. You can all take your seats. Once again, a warm welcome to this very special occasion. Well, today certainly marks a milestone for all you students and a moment of joy, happiness, and celebration as all your parents, friends, relatives are all with you today on this momentous occasion. Well, as we always do, the two of us as compeers, it's our bounden duty to give you an introduction to ESOFT and let me tell all of you that ESOFT is the largest private sector higher education network in Sri Lanka, offering a variety of education programs through the extensive island-wide network of 40 branches and serves over 40,000 learners each year in a range of programs, from school leaver courses to postgraduate programs. It was founded in 2000 by Dr. Diane Rajapaksa to provide high-quality post-secondary education, initially in the field of information technology, by focusing on the BCS UK qualifications and the BIT degree from the University of Colombo. By 2009, ESOFT had started diversifying into different academic areas and partnered with Pearson UK to offer Pearson BTEC Higher National Diplomas, HNDs, for the learners to earn their aspired qualifications. ESOFT has been recognized for developing their portfolio and learners to the level of Pearson Platinum Award winner for the last 4 consecutive years. Many strategic partnerships with top-rated foreign universities followed as ESOFT strove to deliver some of the best internationally recognized learning opportunities to students in Sri Lanka.
That's not all. ESOFT partnered with Kingston University London in 2012 to offer undergraduate and postgraduate qualifications in engineering, and soon established a dedicated College of Engineering in Katubadda to cater to the increasing demand. In 2013, ESOFT partnered with London Metropolitan University to offer a range of programs leading to undergraduate and postgraduate awards in computing, business, hospitality, and travel and tourism. In 2016, ESOFT introduced a range of cutting-edge MSc programs in IT awarded by Kingston University London. International Doctoral Program of Kingston University London was also introduced for IT, science, and engineering research areas. Originally positioned as the leader in professional ICT education, ESOFT today embodies the broader vision of shaping lives, creating futures. Today, ESOFT is firmly established as a diversified education provider in the fields of computing and IT, business, engineering, hospitality, and language training, with the distinction of consistently delivering high-quality training programs endorsed by leading educational establishments in the UK. ESOFT is now a university degree with awarding status since 2019, which is approved by the University Grants Commission of Sri Lanka and the Ministry of Education.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Dr. Chandrani Adhikaram, Registrar, ESOFT Metro Campus, to formally declare the graduation ceremony open.
ESOFT Graduation 2021 to confer Pearson BTEC Higher National Diploma in Computing declared open.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to formally deliver the welcome address, we'd like to invite a personality who is an experienced IT practitioner who has served many organizations in implementation as well as management capacities. He's the Chief Executive Officer of ESOFT Metro Campus and Director CEO of ESOFT International. Having commenced his career in the development field, he's also an academic and delivers lectures for undergraduate and postgraduate programs at ESOFT. The practical expertise acquired by him through many years of software development experience, combined with his own academic development, has made him a popular lecturer at ESOFT.
He is a graduate of London Metropolitan University, UK, and has a master's in IT from Charles Sturt University, Australia. He is a fellow of the BCS, FBCS, and a member of the IEEE, MIEEE, and the Computer Society of Sri Lanka. He is none other than Mr. Nishan Sembakutiarachi. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. So, officially, Aibuan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, and good afternoon. Welcome to the graduation ceremony 2021, which is spread over 2 days and is going to see more than 1,800 students receiving their higher national diplomas, their degrees, and their master's degree certificates and qualifications. So it is a very, very large graduation ceremony that we are hosting this year and spread over 2 days because of the many regulations that we have to follow in order to make sure that we are not spreading COVID under this situation. So, distinguished members of the head table, distinguished invitees, and of course, the most important people here today, all of you, the students who have persevered and who have achieved your qualification after having been through such a hard time. Past 2-3 years in Sri Lanka have not been fun. We've gone through the Easter attack and the resulting economic downturn, loss of employment and all of that. Then we've had successive waves of COVID. I've lost track of how many waves we've had, 4 I think. And then the lockdowns, the curfews, loss of employment again, economic situation we are in today. All of this means that you have overcome many, many challenges to be where you are today. And indeed, I have to congratulate you more than any other group because you have achieved all of this in spite of these problems that we have had to face quite recently. So, as you can see, we don't have our customary representation from our awarding bodies also today. Pearson is unable to join us due to their regulations with regard to COVID and what functions they can be at. Our partner universities, both London Metropolitan and Kingston University, they usually have their most senior representatives, including the Vice Chancellor, normally here at these ceremonies, but instead they are joining us via video link in those sessions in order to pass on their congratulations. So this is the new normal. This is the way in which things have been and things will be for a few more months at least. But one thing that we can be happy about is that you have been successful, you have completed all of your requirements, and you are here today to walk up on stage, receive your awards, and in some of your cases, special awards, and to mark your day of success. So as you are walking over from there onto the stage and doing your little walk across, make sure to wave, acknowledge, smile to your parents because they are going to be the most proudest people here who are happy to see the accomplishments that you have achieved, the success that you have achieved. So big journeys begin with small steps. So you've completed your HND, very good. Some of you I know are already enrolled or possibly even completing your degrees, your final year of your degree. And then you have to set your sight on your master's, on postgraduate studies, and then on to your doctoral studies and so on. There's a huge journey ahead of you. What I normally tell students is that don't think of the qualification that you achieve as a full stop, as a point of stopping. Think of instead as a comma, right? You're reading along a sentence, you come across a comma, you take a small stop, you take a small pause, and then you read the next part. Your educational journey will also be the same. So after your HND, okay, take a small pause, that's fine, but set your sight on your next goal because we are today competing in a global village, and all of you know that. You have faced that situation, right? I know a lot of you are working as well, and you have seen the way that the world has had to adapt and adopt new strategies in order to keep ticking forward. Teleworking or working from home has become the normal. We are now having to compete even at a higher rate with our global counterparts because the same job that you're doing can be done by another person across the world, maybe at a lesser price. So in that case, if we are to stay competitive, we have to stay at a higher level. And the way that we can do that is by demonstrating the best possible knowledge and skills. It was Nelson Mandela who said that education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. And that is indeed what you must do. You have to use your knowledge and your education as a weapon. You can use that to change the world, to bring you to a better place, and through that, do something for the country and in turn make the world a better place. So if we are to move as a nation, as a country, from where we are now to where we should be, or where we should have been even years ago, if we are to move into a developed nation, into a first world nation, IT plays a very pivotal role in that. I believe most of the students here who are receiving their HNDs are people who have done the software engineering or the IT HND. So you are on the right track. And I also have to say thank you very much to the parents up there for having encouraged your children and your loved ones to go forward in IT and software engineering. Because parents from many, many years ago, there are these keywords that they like to hear, right? They like to hear when you say, I'm going to be an engineer, I'm going to be an accountant, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a doctor. These are magical words in the Sri Lankan context. These are the words that people love to hear. But the new economy is not about that. The new economy is all about IT. Even if you're a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or whatever, still IT plays a very crucial role because information technology and computing brings all of these fields together. Now, if you are an accomplished IT practitioner, you can earn more than a doctor, more than an engineer, more than a lawyer, and you can get there faster. That is the potential. You know that in Sri Lanka, IT and IT-enabled services are now in the top 5 when it comes to earning most valuable foreign exchange for this country. Gone are the days of tea, rubber, and coconut. That's gone, okay? Now, if you look at the number 1, 2, 3 fields of how income comes into this country, number 1 is foreign remittances from people who are working in other countries. Right? Mostly from the Middle East and so on. People are going and doing various jobs there. They send money into Sri Lanka. That is the number 1 foreign income earner for this country. Number 2 is the apparel sector. Okay? By exporting all of these garments that we manufacture in all the factories that we have here. Third place used to be tourism. I don't have to tell you what has happened to our tourism sector because of what I mentioned earlier, the Easter attack, and then COVID. So our tourism income has pretty much dwindled down to almost being a negligible level or even zero. IT and IT-enabled services was in the 5th place and was earning us $1 billion, 1,000 million US dollars in the last year or so, or before that also. So the plan is to increase that by 5-fold, $5 billion by the year 2023. That's the target. We have 100,000 IT professionals working in the industry generating the 1 billion. So to generate the 5 billion, we need to increase that up to at least 200,000 professionals. So that means there are jobs waiting for the people who are qualified, capable, willing, and wanting to work hard. There is employment potential and capability right here in our country. You don't have to go to another country. You can do it right from here, look after our parents, and earn a healthy income and contribute to the economy as well. So this is the key to our success, education. We need to educate our youth so that we can develop as a nation. Sri Lanka has one of the highest literacy rates in the region, possibly in the world. Last I remember, it was about 92 or 93%. So we are capable in that aspect as well. We have a very rich history. We talk about 2,500 plus years of rich history and civilization and of magnificent feats of engineering that we have done, contributing to the 7 wonders of the world. That is the capability of the Sri Lankan people and the Sri Lankan nation. So definitely we can rise up if we focus on the right aspects. One such right aspect is information technology and computing. So I applaud you for having chosen IT as the field that you want to go forward in, and I also applaud the parents for having supported you in your decision to qualify as someone in IT. Sri Lanka has a very good place when it comes to information technology in the world. I'll give you 3 simple examples. Recently, you might have seen a small interview by Jeff Bezos of Amazon, where he said that it was a Sri Lankan who motivated him and inspired him when it came to solving certain complex math problems. So we've set a name for ourselves there. You know the name Chamath Palihapitiya, right? He was a senior executive at Facebook, and today he's a venture capitalist who's investing a lot of money into various countries, including Sri Lanka. So he has put our name, the Sri Lankan name, on the world map. And then you know the example of Harsha Subasinghe, who runs CodeGen International here in Sri Lanka. He wanted a supercar, but he was not interested in spending a lot of money and paying government duties, which of 200, 300%. So he said, no problem, I'll build my own car. And he built Sri Lanka's first electric supercar, Vega, which all of you have seen. This is the capability that our Sri Lankan engineers have. And what a lot of you have probably missed is that Vega is not just a car that has been assembled by taking technologies from here and there. It's a car that has been invented in Sri Lanka, where most of the technology that goes into that has been designed by Sri Lankan engineers. So it's not just putting pieces together, it's engineering, it's invention. This is what we are capable of. So you, in that case, can do many, many things. And it's all up to your imagination, your motivation. 2 things that are in your control are your attitude and your effort. If you make up your mind, mata make a bear, then you can't. But if you make up your mind and make a determination, I am going to do this no matter what, then all that's needed is your effort. Nothing and no one can stand in your way. You can achieve much more if you simply have the correct attitude and you put effort into what you want to do. C.S. Lewis famously said, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are right now, and you can change the ending. No one can change what we got from our birth. Some of you may have been born into families which are comfortable. Some of you may have been born into families which were facing discomfort and problems. We can't change that, but you can change the future. And the way that you change that is by education. So we believe that at ESOFT, we have helped on that journey. We have focused on taking education out into the rural parts of this country. It's not just about focusing on Colombo. We have branched out to 40 different locations around the country so that we can make these educational opportunities from our UK partners available irrespective of where you are. As soon as the war ended, we opened in Kilinochchi, we opened in Jaffna, we were in Trincomalee, Batticaloa, Kalmune, and all other places. Why? Because we wanted to make education available to everyone, and most importantly, affordable. Because we believe that education is everyone's right, and not just something exclusively for those that score the highest marks in O-levels or A-levels. If you have the capability to learn, we have to give you that opportunity, and that is what ESOFT is all about. So since 2019, we are a degree awarding institution, which is another way of saying we are a private university now. We have the ability to award our own degrees. And in designing these degrees also, what we're looking at is what is in demand and what is needed in Sri Lanka and in the world. So we have started off with our IT degrees. We have taken 2 intakes already. Now we have the latest intake where our management degrees are being introduced. And then coming up, we have some new degrees as well. So in doing all of this, what we want to do is to make education more available, more affordable, and most importantly, make it relevant to the Sri Lankan context. Give you a qualification that will actually take you somewhere, that will let you compete in a global stage and a global arena. So that is what we have been doing. We are bringing in more partnerships, more programs to basically give you more opportunities. So I will finish off by saying congratulations to each and every one of you. You have achieved a lot in some very, very trying times. Times have been tough, but you have succeeded. So congratulations to all of you on that. And also, I would like to say, as you walk up on stage, take your award and walk off, after that, it doesn't end. Today will be a day of celebration for you. Enjoy your victory, have some fun, celebrate the milestone, and of course, spend time with your loved ones, with your parents. Because your parents have invested a lot of their time, their money, their hopes, their aspirations, and in certain cases, their tears and also their health in making sure that you have everything that you need in order to complete your studies, to complete your education, and possibly go to a level beyond what your family may have achieved. So do well in life. Don't stop your educational journey. Keep adding more qualifications, the right kind of qualifications. Keep going ahead in your journey. Do well. Look after your parents as well, because as I said, they have invested in you so that you can do well and can look after your parents. So do that duty. Do something for your country as well. That will be my ending, my leaving thought with you. So I wish you all the best for today's event and also generally in life. I wish you all the best, and thank you very much for the opportunity that you have given me to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sembagoti Arachi, for your words of inspiration and encouragement to all the students.
We will now begin with the conferring of B.Tech Higher National Diploma in Computing Software. It will be awarded by Professor Ruan Abesekara, the Dean of the School of Computing of ESOFT Metro Campus, accompanied by Ms. Yamuna Navaratna, the Head of Academics of ESOFT Metro Campus Kandy, and Mr. Niruban Vijayaraja, the Center Manager for ESOFT Metro Campus Batiklo. B.Tech Pearson Higher National Diploma in Computing. Muhammad Altaf Ashfaq Ahmed. J. Sanju Nimesha.
Let's have the round of applause, everybody. This is your moment.
A. Ashen Kavinda. Umajini Ravi. Ahmad Nilar Ghafoor. Muhammad Zuhair Ahmad Sajjad. Viraj Meghapula. Muhammedu Nawaz Abdul Salam. Muhammad Aruz Muhammad Azri. Ashif Nuhu. Pradeepan Alaguraja. Arjun Balasingham. Belix Anthony Manuel. Taruka de Silva.
KPJK Fernando. Dharani Aditya Veeramuni. Udari Marito. Rajanta Samarakon. Tarushika Madhushani. Ruzaik Naim. Niranjan Padmalal Pigera. Senumi Disansa Kirigama. Rashmi Raja. Gayatri Danaselvan. Muhammad Al-Fahab Ayub. Romila Ramones Fernando. Cleos Darren George. Fawzul Mubin Muhammad Ashjad.
Arun Moli Nadia Selingam. Rashmika Devindi Samarasingha. Matan Siva Subramaniam. Hasara Eranga Virakon. Muhammad Izabdeen Nuzra Zinat. M.F. Faiq Ahmad. Hetti Hevage Lahiru Chaturanga. Shavendra Kanishka Bandara Ekanayaka. Ahmad Ruvez Muhammad Akil. Harsha Madhubashana Rajasundara. Chamod Bandara Virlagama. Muhammad Amin Hafsa. Nelua Kanka Gange Gedara Lahiru Viraj. Anjali Kaushalya Basnaika. Muhammad Jalil Faisal Ahmad. T.G. Lakshika Dilshani. Muhammad Izzuddin Muhammad Akram.
Muhammad Shibli. Muhammad Nilam Deen Munshif Ahmed. Muhammad Rauf Muhammad Nifraz. Dulan Lakit Vichenaka. Melanie Semini Vikramasinghe. Madhushan Jamal Bandara Veerasekara. Bisrul Asafi Muhammad Minhaj. Muhammad Fahmi Faiz Murad. Abdul Hanifa Hasna. Kamaldeen Fatima Safna. Prabodhya Sheshan Nautun. Muhammad Silmi Salman. Amila Niranjan Ratnayaka.
Subun Madhusanka Vikrama Arachi. Deumi Sandunika Hinatigala. Naveen Kavisha Muragalla. Tiagaraj Kamesh. Harsha Chaminda Samaranayaka. Tissa Kumara. Shehan Indika Dahanayaka. Amanta Dilip Vijayaratna. Madhava Hirusha Pereira. Dilina Udara Herat. Muhammad Farooq Muhammad Jaza ul Haq. John Heaven Ragel. Vinod Sanjay. Muhaydin Muhammad Rifaz. Tanuksha Tushantan.
Tajshajani Nadaraja. Rogan Agash. Muhammad Aliyar Muhammad Ishaq. Muhammad Lahir Muhammad Afrit. Muhammadu Rasidu Tariq Muhammad. Muhammad Farooq Muhammad Ifham. Albert Suranjit Chaturanga. Muhammad Ibrahim Muhammad Natir. Dilini Heshani. Sheshan Bashita. Maliti Netmini Agevata. Gajavir Arachige Chamod Kavishka. Hevavasam Gamage Chamila Sudesh. Liyanage Sachinta Sasanja. Kavisha Netmini Subasingha.
Netumi Tharudini Bandara Madugalla. Shamika Roshan Madhujiva Senaka. Parinda Satsara Madhuanta. Sammani Maheshika. Chamit Matisha Vitanachi. Sandini Kavisha Seniviratna. Ravindu Madhuanta. Purna Kanishka Pategama. Ishan Purna Udayanta. Lahiru Kumara Madhura Peruma. Tevaranjitam Dilaksan. Attas Ataye Sayad Ahmad. Ketisvara Raja Adavan. Velutam Karthikeyan. Taraka Gunalingam. Sivakumaran Ragulan. Venkumar Dilaksan. Tadchanamurthy Abisan. Kavisha Ekanayaka. Vihari Sandalika Mendis. Muhammad Hanfal. Samit Ananda Kumara. Senate Dharmavansha Kumar Singha. Kavishka Madhuranga Leela Ratna. Anarga Tatsarani Somaratna. Hasindu Harshana Virakon. WKHS Vathava. AAT Natalia Adhikari. Muhammad Munaf Fatima Silma. Hasan Prabuddhika Kalhara Jayasingha.
Fatima Ashika Aziz. Muhammad Arham Jehuddin. Fatima Rizna Jehuddin. Ravishankar Dasanayaka. Taruni Sritara Abesekara. TRAN Tennakon. Muhammad Nushan. Muhammad Afshan. Setbi Yashashya Fernando. Vimukti Sandarwan. Kavidu Anjana Rasnayaka. Sonali Yasodhara Madadenia. Uvindu Inuvara Sumanapala. Kavindu Gimhan Senaratna. Dulina Sandadev Hirapitya.
Vimansha Seumini Imalshi Yapa. Rubaraj Devadasan. Sandamini Dilukshi Herat. Dilshan Ekanayaka. Dilshika Diswini Fernando. Bala Subramaniam Gayatri. Ashok Kumara. Himasha Minoli Fonseca. Muhammad Suhail. Amon Nishan. Sonali Lakma Premakumar. Chamil Shivankar. Ravindu Tikshana Fernando. Franca Nishadi. Krisheni Oshin Dilmini. Madhushankar Alvis. Achini Nilumani Fernando. Perinbam Nantini. Palanian D. Balasundaram. Tiruchelvam Menan. Muhammad Nazar Muhammad Saeed. Vijay Chandran Darshihan. A.K. Muhammad Ishan. Muhammad Nazir Nakir Ahmad. Muhammad Samid Muhammad Samit. Perinipamurthy Khajan. Khalid Muhammad Rilwan. Sundaramurthy Priyanka. Umaprita Tiruchelvan.
Let's put our hands together and give all of them yet another round of applause. Thank you very much, our presenters. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to address you all is a personality who established ESOFT in the year 2000. He is the managing director of the ESOFT group and is also an academic and conducts lectures for a variety of subjects for MBA, MSc, BCS, and BIT programs. Educated at the prestigious Mahideva College in Kurunegala, he had an early interest in IT, which led him to complete the BCS professional qualification before entering the medical faculty at the University of Colombo, where he obtained his MBBS degree. He also holds a postgraduate diploma in advanced software engineering from the University of Westminster, UK, and an MBA from the London Metropolitan University, UK, and an honorary fellowship from the Kingston University, London, and is currently reading for his PhD in the field of bioinformation technology.
He has held many positions at the Computer Society of Sri Lanka over the years and is the immediate past president of this organization. He has also served as the president of the Southeast Asia Regional Computer Confederation. His latest accomplishment was to win the National and Provincial Entrepreneur of the Year top awards at the ceremony organized by the Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Sri Lanka. He is none other than the chairman and the managing director of the ESOFT group of companies, Dr. Dayan Rajapaksa. Over to you, Dr. Rajapaksa.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you. Mr. Nishan Sambukutarati, CEO, ESOFT Metro Campus, Professor Ruan, Dean of Faculty of IT, Registrar, Senior Lecturers, Branch Managers, students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it is a great honor and a privilege for me to address you on this very special day where you're celebrating your success. As Nishan mentioned, ESOFT Metro Campus, basically from our inception, our intention was to basically make education more affordable and reachable. And I'm really happy to see that today we see the results of that, because we are getting students from all over the country, from north, east, west, south, everywhere, from the central region, everywhere, into one location where all of you have achieved something for your careers. I'm sure all of you know, you have started this journey knowing that IT is a very productive and a very rewarding area where you can have a very rewarding career. And knowing that only all of you have started this journey. And today, most of you are completing higher national diplomas in computing and software engineering, mostly I think software engineering. So basically, so this is a very good skill to have. Today, IT practitioners are demanded all over the world. And in most other countries, if you have the right skill, experience, and qualifications, you are welcome to any of these destinations all over the world. So your demand is not only local, but it is also global. But what I have to tell you is that basically still you are starting your career only. Still you are at the very early stages of your career. So from here onwards, how you can really shine up to a real world-class IT practitioner who can make a difference to your company, maybe to your country, that depends on how you move on from now onwards. So we all know that no IT company is not really concerned about the educational qualification nowadays. Of course, for some companies, for you to get into the company, you may need to have a degree. But even having a higher national diploma may be good enough, right? If you speak to people who are outside, they may be interested in hiring you as long as you have the very strong foundation, which means that you know your subject area. But what ultimately helps you to grow is basically your skill set. To what extent you know the current trends, current frameworks, current technologies, to what extent you can apply them to solve problems. That is the one that will help you to grow in this field, especially grow fast in this field. I mean, in this field, if you really play the game right, you can become a really top-ranking officer in a company in 5 years. Right? You can become a CXO in a company in 5 years if you play the game right. So how you want to do that? That's what I want to tell you. In my experience, I have vast amount of experience in diverse fields. For example, having studied medicine, having worked in government hospitals, worked in the healthcare sector, then moving on to IT, doing lecturing, starting up a company, that company into diversified industries now in software, education. Now recently we started agriculture. So basically, having got all of that experience, I have seen, this may be not found in your textbooks. There are 4 types of people in the society, especially in companies, right? If you go and read the books about personalities of people, they will tell you a different classification. But in my classification, there are 4 types of people, right? I will tell you how to switch between those types, right? Type 1 is simply ignorant, and they just stay in a dream world. I mean, they never get into context, right? Simply ignorant. Type 1, right? That means they just focus on what they've been told to do, and they just only do that, and they never bother to look around, look what is happening, right? So they are just in a dream world. Type 1 people. Simply, it's like, acting like dumb people, right? I don't want to say dumb, use the word dumb, but they're simply ignorant. Doesn't want to get into the context. Then there is also type 2 people. Who are type 2 people? Type 2 people are basically, they always are not ignorant, they find problems, but they always complain about problems, never solve them. They never solve them. But they find problems, at least they are, keeping their senses open. So they see the problems, they identify the problem, and always complain about those problems. And those complaints are basically coming up, they never make an attempt to solve the problem. That is type 2. Right? In our society, actually, mostly people are type 1 and type 2. Right? Type 1 and type 2. So if you get into type 3 or type 4, you actually can have a great career. So what is type 3? Type 3 is basically people who identifies problem, their senses are open, and they are also rational, thinking. They take it as a pain. This problem is a pain, even if it is not your personal problem. Now, for example, if I have a problem in my body, I feel the pain. But for you to feel the pain of a company, you really have to care for that organization. Then only you see the pain of the problem, right? Of course, the owner of the company will see the pain. But for an employee to get that, you have to be the type 3. If you are type 3, you will feel that, right? It is your organization. This is the place where I'm working, at least for a transitional period of time. And you will you will take a step to solve the problem. Therefore, company will identify you as a smart worker because you are a person who identifies problem and you not only just complain about the problem, identify them and solve them. Don't you think such people are an asset for an organization? Type 3? Yeah, any organization, whether it is the private sector or whether it is the government, type 3 is an asset, right? If you go and ask, if you say that you are leaving the company, they will ask you to stay in the company and increment your salary if you are type 3. Definitely, it will happen, right? Maybe not able to do that in the government sector because government has to go by the regulators, but private sector, of course, have the flexibility to raise your perks if you are important for that particular company. So you can be type 3. And type 4 is even beyond that. You not only see problems around yourself, but you see problems everywhere. You see problems everywhere, not only in your department, but also in other departments. You see problems everywhere. I mean, you make the pain of others your pain. You make the pain of other people. For example, for you to be the captain of a team, you have to be the type 4. Right? Type 4. For example, now if you say, take for example a cricket team, right? The bowler is not bowling to the line and length. The captain has to feel the pain because you are not getting wickets. The opponent team will win the match. Even if the bowler is bowling, right? If the other fellows are not, doing the fielding right, not catching the catchers, then you lose the match. The captain will feel the pain, right? No matter however you do it, if the other players are batting very well, that still you feel the pain, right? Then actually you can be the type 4, where you see problems everywhere and you can fix them. You are a person, if you are type 4, you are a person who can start your own company. I'm type 4, I know that. Everywhere I worked, I was type 4, whether it is the government hospital, my ward, or a neighbor's ward, or whether it is the blood bank, or whether it is someone else's company, whether it is a computer lab, whether it is a lecture room, whether it is my father's business, whether it is the pharmacy he ran, whether it is his dispensary, I saw problems everywhere. And not only just saw the problem, I made an attempt to solve them. And that is why I'm here today. Right? So how can you switch between type 1, 2, 3, 4? It's very easy. It's not your genes. It's not the genes that is going to switch you from type 1 to 4. It's not the qualification, educational qualification that is going to switch you from type 1 to type 4. Even, for example, people with O-level qualifications can switch from 1 to 4. So it's not the educational qualification. It is not the genes, right? It is not your ethnic origin. It is not your race, religion, nothing. It is the Ziegler who said, attitude, not your aptitude, determines your altitude. So you can simply change from type 1 to type 4 just by changing your attitude. It is your just desire, whether you want to take on problems, solve them, or simply be ignorant. Choice is yours. Choice is yours. Whether it is Sri Lanka, whether it is Australia, New Zealand, whether you want to go to Canada, whether you want to go to US, anywhere, try to be type 4 person, or at least type 3 if you can't be type 4. But don't think that you can have a rewarding career by being type 1 or 2. You will have to jump from one place to another place. You will get few increments from going from one place just by demanding, but you will not be seen as a valued person in any of those organizations. They will not regret that you went from that company. So my advice, you are young people, you have intelligence. We know the mind, as a medical doctor, I know that the mind controls the body. It's all about your mind. It is all about your wisdom, right? It's like you can set the north of a compass. You can set the desires and the goals of your brain, where you want to be, what you want to be, and where you want to head, what you want to be in another 5 years. It's all how you set your goals. That's it. And you can. I have set my goals. Today you see ESOFT as a metropolitan institution where number of branches, satellite branches everywhere. So I would like all of you to start a good journey, no matter wherever you in the world you work, right? Shine up, go to the highest position you can, make a change in those places, make a difference, go for innovations, take up challenges. And I'm sure one day we can reunite. I'm sure that I will make you a very nice place where you can come back and celebrate as a proud graduate of ESOFT Metro Campus. Probably the largest campus in Sri Lanka, right? That is my promise for you. But then you also have to deliver and make us proud. So once again, I would like to congratulate all of you and also thank all the parents for having confidence on us and keeping trust with ESOFT and sending your children to, for higher education. So it's a new beginning. It's up to you to make the choice. Try to be the people who are being recognized and identified as game changers wherever you go. That is by being type 3 or type 4. Just only the attitude matters. And also one earnest request from me is that don't always look at jobs, right? Sometimes, of course, when you're starting a career, you have to look at jobs, right? It is Jack Ma who said, if you put banana and money in front of monkeys, monkeys will choose bananas because monkeys do not know that money can buy a lot of bananas. So if you put in front of a person a job and a business, or job and a journey as an entrepreneur, nobody will take the journey as an entrepreneur. They will only look at a job. That is okay when you're starting your career. I have done jobs. When I started my career, I have done my job. It's for you to get your competency, build up your skills, right? Now, this probably would have given you some confidence. But that confidence may not be enough for you to start your own journey. You may have to, further improve your skills, right? Make your knife a little bit sharper, right? Develop your skills further. Develop your leadership skills. Develop your communication skills. Get some experience. See what is happening in the industry. Then start your own journey. That will be where you can get the great results and rewarding future. So once again, wish you all the very best, and thank you, and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for once again sharing a wealth of experience and, of course, for that thought-provoking address. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to the presentation of awards for the best performers and followed by the most outstanding performers. And can I please invite our presentation party, Dr. Diane Rajapaksa, Chairman and Managing Director of the ESOFT Group of Companies, accompanied by Mr. Nishant Sembakutiarachi, Chief Executive Officer, ESOFT Metro Campus, Professor Ruan Abesekara, Dean School of Computing, ESOFT Metro Campus, Mr. Amila Bandara, General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus, Mr. Chatura Kotagama, General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus, to please come up. And also Mr. Dimuthu Tammitage, General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus. Recognizing the best performers, BTech Pearson Higher National Diploma in Computing. And here are the best performers.
Hasara Eranga Virakon.
Purna Kanishka Pategama.
Tharaka Gunalingam.
You too are a best performer, Sivakumaran Ragulan.
Fatima Rizna Jiahuddin.
Recognizing best performers, you as well, Lilshika Vismini Fernando.
Sundaramurthy Priyanka.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the award for the most outstanding performer, BTech Pearson High National Diploma in Computing. And the most outstanding performer is Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the most outstanding performer is Fatima Rizna Jihaudin. Come on, everybody, put your hands together and give the most outstanding performer yet another round of applause. Congratulations. Thank you very much, our presentation party. And now to propose the vote of thanks, I would like to invite a personality who is an experienced industry expert as a software engineer and has worked in management capacities throughout his career. Currently, he holds the position of the Assistant General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus, Kurunegala.
He commenced his career by joining Commercial Bank, and then he served as a software engineer at OMAC Private Limited, and later he joined ESOFT and climbed up the ladder, being from a branch coordinator to center manager and successively the assistant general manager. He has supervised considerable amounts of projects by clearing the path for undergraduate students. He possesses the membership of the CSSL, and he is a CCSD qualified lecturer and has contributed to international conferences as well as the trainings overseen by the BTech Pearson, which is a globally recognized awarding body. He is none other than Mr. Sachitra Vaninayaka, the Assistant General Manager, Kurunegala.
Thank you, Dasuni and Faisal. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and a privilege for me to deliver the vote of thanks and at this BTech Convocation 2021. The success of this event was contributed by many individuals, so it is now my duty to thank them for the wonderful arrangements done in making this a great success. Let me first begin by expressing my sincere thanks to our Group Managing Director, Dr. Dan Rajapaksha, and our CEO, Mr. Nishan Sembakuttiarachi, and our General Manager, Mr. Amila Bandara, for gracing this momentous occasion. Also, a special thank goes to our Deans, Professor Ruwan Abesekara, Dr. Dilina Herath, and Dr. Chandrani Adhikaram, our Registrar, for supporting us in all the academic matters to make the event a success today. A very special thank to all the eminent panel of lecturers for the knowledge, guidance, and support given to all our awardees, and to all the parents and family members for encouraging and supporting our awardees towards the achievement of their goal. It is my pleasure to remember the organizing committee of the event, working day and night to make this event a grand success today. Special thanks to all the management and the members of the staff of ESOFT branch network for the invaluable support given to make this event a grand success. Let me also thank BMICH management and Mount Lavinia caterers for getting this venue ready for the event. A special and sincere thanks to our wonderful compeer, Vaisal and Dasuni, for tirelessly handling the entire event and enthusiastically reading out list of awardees. Finally, to all graduates, I would like to say your journey with ESOFT has still more to go. The award you have in your hand today is just another beginning. Think about how far you have come today and how much further you can go. Continue to enjoy the journey, and I hope to see you all at the next top-up convocation. Thank you all. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Chandrani Adhikaram, the Registrar of the ESOFT Metro Campus, to officially declare the graduation ceremony closed.
ESOFT Graduation 2021 to confer Pearson BTech High National Diplomas in Computing declared closed.
And that concludes the day's proceedings. Please rise for the national anthems of the United Kingdom and Sri Lanka. Students and parents, please remain in the hall until the academic procession leaves. And all the students can get their photographs from the Mihilaka Madura that's downstairs. Good evening. Once again, all students can get their photographs from Mihilaka Madura as